Hey everybody, a few days ago in a Facebook Live session that we did, there was a question that was asked I want to come back to. Now, the video was called How to Ask for What You Want, Celebrate the Yes, and Get Over a No. So the follow-up question has to do with how exactly do I do that? My advice was to get curious. And when I heard from a few of you, you wanted more information about that. How do I actually get curious when I'm feeling defensive and when I'm feeling rejection from getting that no? So I want to tie back to that. What are the words you use to get genuinely curious after a no? I'm Melissa Hereford with Negotiate with Confidence, and I can relate to this around getting a no because it feels like a personal rejection most of the time. We have a feeling of shame and a feeling of personal rejection when we get a no. And it's not just when your boss says no to a raise or a promotion. It's not just when you get a raise that's just barely enough to cover your Starbucks habit. It's every time someone misses a meeting with you or reschedules 3 times in a row. It's when your coworkers take credit for your ideas, or when a client decides to move in a different direction and rejects your proposal. These are all rejections that we have to recover from by getting genuinely curious. So what I want to do is give you 2 ideas around how to do this, the words that you can use so that you come across as genuinely curious rather than defensive. Now, the first idea is I'd like to understand. I'd like to understand what you don't like about the proposal so that I can shape it for the next time. Can I ask you a few questions to make sure I understand? So asking if you can ask questions may seem redundant, but it actually has an important purpose. If you jump right into asking questions, you can be perceived as coming across as defensive. And what you want to be perceived as is curious. You really want to know the reason why. So saying something like, I'd really like to understand more about how you see this so that I can solve the problem in a way to meet our ultimate goal, which is a way to get something to work for both of us, right? So the second approach to this is help me understand. And I really like help me understand because it opens up the dialogue in a way that diffuses your own defensiveness and helps to draw the other person in. It helps them to think of themselves as being helpful, right? So any language that you guys choose to use is going to be customized for you. The way that I do it and the way I've been doing it for a long time and practicing and teaching these negotiation skills, you're going to need to practice in order to come up with a way that works really well for you and feels natural and feels intuitive. So I might say something like, if I wasn't expecting a no, gosh, I wasn't expecting a no. I'll be honest. So it would be really helpful for me if you would share what you're thinking, what works about this proposal, what doesn't work about this proposal, because we want to come to an agreement in the end. And this kind of conversation will help me understand what's going on. That's your tip for the day. Questions to ask when you get a no to help you come across as being genuinely curious and not defensive. So I'm Melissa Hereford with Negotiate with Confidence, and I'd love for you to share this video with your friends. I'd also love to hear what kind of negotiation challenges you're having so I can address them in other videos. Thanks.